Good morning, everybody. So if you actually go into Total, right? So the moment you go into Total, you will see that in your 10 class A, you will have a particular document under Mastering Lab Report Writing Skills for Success. Please take a look at the document. This is in week 12 in class flow. This mirrors your lab report writing where you need to submit by the 5th. So what happened is that you need to know first thing what is independent variable. Independent variable is what you want to test, is what you want to change. So this particular experiment is to find out what can affect pendulum swing time. So what happened is that there are many factors. One factor is length of the string, the other one is mass of the ball, the starting angle. So you must have at least 5 independent variables. So please choose one. And then after that, what does it mean by title? What do you need to write for title? So this particular one is actually a hint. Okay. So this hint is actually to tell you what you need to write. Let's say what you want to test, what you want to change. So I want to change how does changing the length of the pendulum affect pendulum swing time. So it has to be written in full sentences. All right. And then after that, aim is just what you need to do and repeat what you have written for your title, but you change it to find out, to investigate how the different length of pendulum affect pendulum swing time. So every single time when you write something, right, what happens is that you can paraphrase your sentences. The sentences may not be the same. Okay. So what does it mean by hypothesis? Hypothesis actually means what? Hypothesis actually means what do you think will happen? You predict what's going to happen. If I predict that if I increase the length of the pendulum, so the period or the pendulum swing time will actually increase. So I need to write it down in full sentences as well. So after I have done that, what happened is that what does it mean by independent? Independent variable is basically what you change, what you want to test. So you have to actually mention at least 5. All right, at least a minimum 5. And then you have to explain in detail. So what does it mean by description? Description means explain in detail how you change it, how do you test it. And then dependent variable is what you measure, what you count, what you record. So if you want to measure length, you use a ruler. You want to measure time and record time, you use a stopwatch. And then to make sure it's accurate, you have to repeat the experiment 3 times. And then you calculate the average using what formula? Control variables means what? Control variables means you have to, the factors that you need to stay the same. So what you need to stay the same, you have to mention at least 2. Use the same mass or bob, use the tape type of string, use the same angle, starting angle. So you have to mention at least 2. And then material, you can actually put in bullet form. So this is what it means by bullet form. So you have to write down what do you use for your experiment. So you have to list out all the material. Procedure, what happened is that when there's a blank space, fill in the blank. So you click the link, right? You're able to see this online pendulum swing. But I do not know why it's not accessible now. There we go. So what happened is that you can see you can change the length. All right, you can change the length. You can change the angle. So since I want to study how different length affect the pendulum swing, right? So what I need to do is I have to change my length. So I'm starting with 0.3. All right, so I'm going to see what will happen, 0.3. So you can see that period time is taken is 1.1. All right, so the starting angle is the same, gravity is the same. So I need to record this down 3 times. Okay, then after that, I need to repeat this with 0.6. Oh, I can't repeat 8.6. So what happened is that, okay, so we have to change it. So I'm going to start with 0.1. So 0.1 is 0.6. So I'm going to move on to 0.2. Then I'm going to move on to 0.3. So I must have at least 3. Then I need to have 0.4. Actually, 5 of them. Then I need to have 0.5. So your independent variable must be 5. So you can see they all swing at different period time, but the angle stays the same. So you need to record down your data in a table form. So all of you have access to Outlook, right? So what you have to do is, once you have access to your Outlook, what you can do is you can go into Excel. You need to know how to tabulate your data, and then after that, how you plot a graph. So you need to go into your Excel sheet. Okay, click to go to Excel. Then after that, you have to turn on. All right, you go into your Excel sheet, and then after that, you record down what you did. You tabulate your data first. So when you tabulate your data, hang on, it's gonna take some time. I'm trying to go into my Excel sheet. So you go into more apps, going to go to Excel. Ah, there we go. So create a blank workbook. All right. So what you need to do is you need to record your data. So how do you tabulate your data? So when you tabulate your data, you create a blank workbook. So let's say I'm doing it for the pendulum swing, right? So what I need to do is I need to open up a blank workbook, waiting for it to open up, taking some time. Okay, there we go. So when you tabulate your data, how do you tabulate your data? So the first thing you need to do is independent variable, you must have at least five. So I want to test how different length of the pendulum affect swing. So this will be my length of pendulum. So it must have the title and the unit. Then after that, what do I need to do after I've written this? Okay, so after I've written this, okay, what else I need to do? So the next thing I need to do is after I have this one, I need to write down, I need to write down my length. Oh, so it's in meter. So I need to change it back to meter. Hang on. Uh, hmm. Change this to meter. So length of pendulum. You can actually adjust the width of your uh you can adjust this. You can make it longer, you can add in. So length of pendulum. So it's in meter. So you have to put your unit there. And then after that, I want to do this. Okay, wait, let me do this. Okay. Then after that, I have to repeat three times. So I take the average period swing. So it was in seconds. So let's say I started with point 0.1, point 0.2, point 0.3, point 0.4, and point 0.5. So you must have at least a minimum of five independent variable. So let's say this is my swing time is 0.6, this is 0.8, this was 1.0, so this was 1.1, this was 1.3, this was 1.6. Okay? So once you have this, you have to highlight. So you have to highlight your table. Then you have to go into insert. Then you have to go into recommend the chart. Mm. Mm. It's a bit laggy in the morning. So first thing you need to do, once you have your independent and dependent, the table has title and unit. Then after that, now you have to plot a graph using your data. So you have to highlight this one. Okay. Go into insert, go into recommended chart. So you look for a line graph. Okay, look for a line graph. Go to recommended chart. So it will pop up here. You are looking for a line graph. So I'm looking for my line graph. Hang on. So there, it's going to take some time. And I need to find a line graph. So I think it's this one. Could this be a line graph? So it should pop up. Yeah, so it should pop up. So this is actually my line graph. So as you can see here, it will pop out. This will be your table and your graph. So what happened is that you can see this one has a title for y-axis. So y-axis is always dependent variable with title and unit. So this is your x-axis. X-axis is independent variable. So you must have your title and unit. So you need to change the title for the graph. So you need to change this. So you need to click and change this. So how do we change this? You have to do a right click. It will pop out title for the chart. So what you need to do is you can change the title. So the title has to be dependent against. So this is the one. So you can change it here. So it's average swing, a period swing, sorry, period swing against length of pendulum. So there we go. So you need to put this in chart title. So it has to be there. There we go. So it will pop up automatically. So just need to adjust. We can go back here. We can adjust this. Okay. Then all you need to do is just copy and paste into your document. So this is how you actually do your documentation. All right. So this is how we do a documentation the right way. So you can do it this way. This would be a better graph, to be honest. This would be even better because this one is more accurate. But you still need to change it because this one, the title and the unit is all correct. All right. So this is the proper one. So this is how you do your lab report writing. And then after that, once you're done with the table and the graph, you need to analyze. So you have to look at the guiding questions. So what trend did you notice? So you have to tell me as the length of the pendulum increases, the average period swing increases. Then after that, you have to explain why. It shows a positive correlation. And then after that, you have to tell me the data. So when it is 0.1, so you may need to change that. It's 0.1 actually. Length of pendulum is 0.1. So it's actually 0.1. Recommended chart, insert, recommended chart. All right, so you can actually see this. So you have to mention this is the correct one. So you need to double check whether it's correct. Sometimes the Excel sheet may not generate the right correlation because you see here, yeah, now it's correct. Can you see? So it will automatically auto adjust. So you have to mention when it is 0.1 meter, the average period swing was 0.6. So when it's 0.5, the average swing is 1.6. So you have to write it this way. Okay. Then you have to mention is there any unexpected result? Why no? So does your data support or challenge your hypothesis? So what is the scientific idea about behind this? Is this Newton's first law, Newton's second law, Newton's third law? So you have to write. So the sentence starters are given to help you. All right. It's just to help you write. You can change the sentence. So like I said, when you pass up your lab report on the 5th of December, right? So what happened is that all of you must not show the same work. So there will be certain similarity, but how you write your sentences will be different. All right. So hope this one will give you a better idea. So thank you very much. See you soon.